Almost a year into the job, and only one victory away from next summer's World Cup, and the grim reality of being England manager is beginning to dawn on Gareth Southgate. It prompted what, by any standards in any era, was quite an admission for a man in his position. Indeed, it might even be unprecedented.No. Sooner had Southgate named his squad for next month's qualifiers with Slovenia and Lithuania on Thursday than he was admitting to selecting individuals not worthy of a place in the 26-strong party. It's frustrating because the biggest story here is we've got about 12 players missing with injury, said Southgate. It's incredible.If you were to say, am I entirely happy with the squad I've named, then no, because we've got too many good players missing with injury. The consequence of that is you could well argue there are one or two in the squad who haven't necessarily warranted it on their performances. I win competition for places, and this time maybe we've not been able to achieve that because of the number of injuries. Asked to name the 12, he rattles off 7 or 8 names before beginning to scratch his head. But Adam Lallana is certainly one he recalls, as are Danny Rose and Jamie Vardy. The reality is that what I don't want is players to be comfortable, he said. There's been a couple of easy decisions because I haven't had to make calls this week. They are always difficult, but I'd rather be making them. Injuries are one issue, but so is the size of a talent pool that diminishes with the decline in English players gaining regular first-team football in the Premier League. With Southgate conscious of shortcomings in midfield, he has selected Fabian Delph for the first time since taking charge. This despite the fact that Delph has played just 20 minutes of Premier League football this season, even if he did mark it with a fine goal against Crystal Palace. Jesse Lingard has not started a league game for Manchester United either. Southgate nevertheless explained Delph's inclusion in the context of needing alternatives when England lacked creativity following the retirement of players like Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard. And he was happy to admit that he is encouraged by Jack Wilshere's re-emergence at Arsenal, and understandably so. What I'm focusing on is what sort of competition Delph can provide, because he's a player that I think has good ability and mentality, he said. He's got drive, grit, he's a good athlete, can use the ball. I'm hoping he can be a solution and push others in that area of the pitch as well. Southgate said he had approached James Milner when he first got the England job, but the midfielder opted to remain in international retirement. The absence of Vardy from the squad, Southgate said, was the result of a hip injury. He expects Vardy to play for Leicester this weekend, but only because of a steroid injection. The international break, he explained, will give Vardy a much-needed rest and enable the Leicester medical team to focus on getting him fit. I have a responsibility to a player as an athlete, and I've never asked a player to play with an injury I've thought needed sorting, he said. Dele Alli was named in the squad, but Southgate accepts he could then be withdrawn if FIFA decide to ban him for that one-finger gesture against Slovakia. Southgate hopes common sense prevails and Alli is not suspended. That said, he also revealed both he and Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino had reminded the young midfielder of his responsibilities. I think Mauricio and myself are always speaking with Dele, while recognizing that he's a young man, said Southgate. You're always trying to guide and advise, but not preach. I think young people have to find their own way, and that's going to include making mistakes at times.